Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
We had a wonderful offensive bunch, and so obviously we had to look at the guys we were going to bring back. I think we got the majority of the guys we were interested in up front. We wanted to talk to our goaltender and a couple guys who did a great job at the back end for us. The goaltender was interested in looking at other options, which is obviously understandable. He had a fantastic season for us, and over the years we've kept in touch with Owen and kept an eye on his progress. Should I say it wasn't a difficult decision to make when he expressed an interest to come back, and I think that it proved to be another good decision on our part. It was always going to be difficult, and it was late. We knew Russ Moyer's situation going into the season. He had applied for the workforce. Obviously, I kept in constant touch with him. I think not only his leadership on and off the ice, just him and his wife Patty's commitment to the community and what they brought in the sense of bringing a group of people together, guys and girls, making them feel welcome here in town, and really a solid home away from home, if you want. When he decided that it was time for a career change and that opportunity arose for him, I was absolutely delighted for him. He's a wonderful person and deserves every success in the world. It was a huge blow to us. So a few blows on the defensive side came late. Ian Young was a fantastic defenseman for us. I think that he got injured late in that season, and it was really telling injury to a key player, and we would have had him back in a heartbeat. He struggled with his injury for quite some time, and so that was two key guys that needed to be replaced, and we were willing to wait on both for a period of time. But with expansion teams around the world and the league growing itself here, jobs become scarce, and so do hockey players. We recruited our defense. I think that it was a good enough defense to get us up into first place. But I think one of the main keys is that we didn't have the depth to withstand a 65-game season. I think that we found a couple gems at the back end this year. Certainly in Rick Pinkston. I know he took criticism early on in the season, probably far too much in my opinion, but it is what it is. I thought he carried himself like a professional at all times, and he was one of my favorite individuals to work with this year. I think his compete level and his attention to detail and his commitment really shone through for people watching at the end of the season. And losing another key player like Rick Pinkston at the end to a serious infection, you can't even write those things. And I know if there's any chance that he would have got his boot on, he would have been playing in those games. But it was serious, and I think everybody now knows the extent of it. It was something that I wasn't willing to talk about until he came out with. That was his business, but he had our full support. Chase Schaber, as I've told him many times, is a leader, and I think that it's a heavy responsibility to be a leader of of most things. And when a group of guys depends on you for leadership, that's something that a lot of guys grow into. That's really been thrust upon Chase here at times. I've worked with him now for a number of years, and I've watched him grow, not only in confidence in the physical side of his game, and he came with a bundle full of talent, but also off the ice. I've seen him grow up as well, and that's something that's important when I deal with these young guys. It's when you establish a relationship with you and there's trust in between player and coach. These are the deep conversations you can get into, and he's one of those guys that I've worked with over the years, and I think he's certainly responded well, and he's given this organization near enough everything he had. But the injury was key. It happened in the Nottingham game here. It happened mid-game. We were a very balanced team, but as you are well aware of, and our fan base is well aware of, and our opponents are now well aware of, we rely on everybody. And Chase is such a key ingredient in that. Arguably, you would call him our first-line center, who kills penalties, who's on power play, a leader on and off the ice. It's a big blow for a lot of teams to lose their captain. For this club, it was monumental, in at that period of time. We got him back, like you had mentioned, but he needed corrective surgery at the end of the season. It wasn't 100% Chase Schaber, and he was very frustrated by that, but he was willing to do whatever it took. And then he went out and got a nasty hit in the corner right behind me, and ended up out again. Okay, you could imagine the pain and the frustration that he felt when he feels he's going out there hurt every night, and he felt let down, and I don't blame him. But certainly he had my support throughout the whole process. We've got him fixed up, and he's on the road to recovery. I thought we got screwed a couple times this year, but I'm sure everybody does. At the start of the season, when we had a lot of wins, it wasn't our most consistent hockey. Sometimes we left the wins of these games until we pulled a goalie and scored two. It's funny, hockey players can be as cynical as anybody else. And reflecting on it and looking at it, I don't really blame hockey players for being that way. A lot of places, they get treated like a piece of meat.